A man guarded a lake for 32 years, found nothing, yet still managed to win a Guinness World Record. But what truly sends chills down people's spines is not him, but those 3,000 normal people who claim to have witnessed the exact same monster with their own eyes. Scientists finally had enough, and in 2019, they drew 250 water samples. They didn't find the monster, but they discovered something that shouldn't exist there in such large quantities. And this very thing might explain why 3,000 clear-headed people all saw the exact same illusion. What's even more absurd is that the iconic photo of the monster, which dominated human imagination for 60 years, was actually just a piece of wood attached to a toy submarine. The hoaxer only revealed the truth right before his death. Yet after the photo was exposed as a fake, eyewitness reports didn't decrease. Instead, they actually multiplied over the next few years. What exactly did Loch Ness do to the human brain? First, let's talk about how extraordinary this lake is. Loch Ness is no ordinary lake. It is a tectonic rift on Earth, formed 400 million years ago. After the Ice Age ended, it was filled with melting glacial water, isolating it from the world ever since. The lake is 37 kilometers long, but its deepest point exceeds 230 meters, making it deeper than the average depth of the North Sea. Even more bizarre is its water. Due to vast amounts of peat, the water is stained a deep brown, reducing visibility to just 10 centimeters. If you stick your hand in, you can't even see your own fingers clearly. It is within this pitch-black water that over 3,000 people claimed to have seen the same monster. The first official record of the monster dates back to 1933. A woman driving by the lake saw a massive creature thrashing in the water. She said the portion exposed above the water alone was 6 to 7 meters long, resembling a whale, but far more alien than any whale. Within half a year of this eyewitness report hitting the news, a massive influx of people claiming to have seen it arrived. By 1934, a London doctor captured that famous surgeon's photo. A long neck gracefully emerging from the water, a tiny head the perfect silhouette of a monster. Global media shared it frantically. In an era without Photoshop, a photograph was ultimate proof. This belief lasted for a solid 60 years, until 1994, when a 90-year-old man approached the media, stating he wanted to reveal the truth before he died. He was the stepson of the original mastermind behind the hoax, and the last living insider of the entire event. He revealed that the long neck was actually made of corkwood, and its propulsion came from a toy submarine. The origin of the entire hoax was utterly absurd. His stepfather was originally a hunter hired by a newspaper to find the monster, who fabricated fake footprints. When the footprints were instantly exposed by the British Museum, out of anger and embarrassment, he orchestrated this photograph. His goal wasn't to deceive the world, but simply to vent his personal frustration. This act of spite fooled the entire planet for 60 years. Yet, the most unsettling detail follows. After the news of the fake photo went public, eyewitness reports didn't diminish. They continued to rise over the following years. Why? Because that photograph had already burned a fixed template into the brains of multiple generations. A long neck, a small head, a humped back, emerging from the water. From then on, whenever anyone stood by the lake and saw something, even slightly blurry on the water's surface, their brain would automatically fit it into that template within 0.1 seconds. It's not that you see the monster first. It's that your brain generates the answer for you first, and then you look for evidence in reality. In psychology, there is a name for this: Pareidolia. The human brain is naturally wired to seek familiar shapes within vague, information-seeing faces in clouds or eyes in foam. This is an instinct etched into our genes, and the pitch-black water of Loch Ness amplified this illusion to the absolute limit. Scientists decided to stop relying on the naked eye and bring in equipment. In 1987, British and American teams deployed 24 boats, equipped with military-grade sonar, combing the entire lake floor like a structure. They actually detected a massive moving object, shocking the world. However, the analysis results left everyone in silence. Those signals were caused by the 24 sonar devices interfering with one another. What the sonar detected wasn't a monster, but the sonar's own echo. This is because Loch Ness has a highly unique thermocline structure that causes sound waves to refract and bend in the water. As a result, schools of fish look like a single massive creature, and decomposing gas bubbles turn into moving spots of light. The entire lake bed is essentially a natural acoustic trap. Since instruments proved unreliable, they turned to genetic testing. In 2019, Professor Neil Gemmell's team from the University of Otago, New Zealand, conducted environmental DNA, eDNA, analysis on water samples from over 250 locations across Loch Ness. They analyzed over 500 million DNA sequences in total. The results were clear. No reptiles, no sharks, no sturgeons. The possibility of a plesiosaur was completely ruled out. However, they found an extraordinary amount of DNA from one specific creature, the European eel. It was present in almost every single sample location, with a concentration far exceeding normal bodies of water. Professor Gemmell stated, "We cannot exclude the possibility that there may be unusually large giant eels in Loch Ness. European eels usually grow to only about 1 meter. However, if an eel remains in the lake for certain reasons and fails to migrate back to the Atlantic Ocean to breed, it will just keep growing. Theoretically, it can reach a length of 3 to 4 meters, or even longer. Imagine a 4-meter-long eel arching its body and swimming across the pitch-black surface of the lake, processed through that long-necked, humpbacked template inside the human brain. It is entirely possible for eyewitnesses to describe it as a prehistoric monster. Yet, this explanation doesn't solve every question either. Eels do not have long necks. They cannot lift their heads above the water, and it is absolutely impossible for them to walk on the shore. However, in the entire history of sightings, there is one record that remains unexplained to this day. In 1933, a man wrote a letter to a London newspaper, claiming that he and his wife, while hiking on a mountain near Loch Ness, witnessed with their own eyes a dinosaur-like creature crawling on land. It moved through the bushes and disappeared into the lake. This is the only time in 1,500 years of sighting history that anyone has ever spotted the monster on land. There were no follow-up records, no explanations. It just remained suspended there as a mystery. In March 2025, the first official sighting of recent times occurred at Dora's Beach on Loch Ness. An eyewitness captured a massive black shadow beneath the surface while the lake was completely calm. The footage lasted for several minutes. The general manager of the Loch Ness Center stated that the weather conditions that day were excellent. This might be the most noteworthy sighting of 2025 so far. By October of that year, a fourth official sighting was recorded. The total number for the year had already surpassed the figure for the entirety of 2024. Meanwhile, during the 2025 Quest Festival, researchers used underwater robots for the first time to capture clear footage of a giant barracuda in the deep water zone. This provided the very first direct visual evidence of large predatory fish existing in the deep waters. The robots also excavated cables from the lake bed's silt, which belonged to the underwater strobe, equipment deployed in the 1970s by the famous monster hunter, Dr. Rhines. That equipment had rested quietly at the bottom of the lake for over half a century. However, There is a detail here that is rarely brought up. The Loch Ness Monster generates approximately £41 million in tourism revenue for the Scottish economy every year. Over 70% of tourists come specifically because of the monster. A complete industry chain has formed around it. Themed hotels, monster cruise boats, souvenirs, and diving projects. Every single commercial node relies on this puzzle remaining forever unsolved. The British government has even enacted specific protective regulations for it, banning anyone from harming this creature, whose existence no one can prove. Something that might not even be in the lake possesses a legally granted right to exist. This is no longer just a question of biology. The man who guarded the lake for 32 years is named Steve Felton. He once said, "There must be something in the lake that is larger than any fish we currently know." As for what it is, I came here simply to find the answer. He still lives by the lake to this day. The truth is, the Loch Ness Monster never lived in the water. It lives inside the human mind, jointly fed by fear, curiosity, and financial interest. It has survived this day, and it will continue to live on. Therefore, the human brain is far deeper than Loch Ness.